Yo, what up? It's your boy Divine Sense Boxing back in the building. Salute to everyone dropping in early. I appreciate you, man. Getting the likes all the way up before the party even starts. But I don't even know if this is a party, to be honest with you. This is a gathering. This is a time of truth, a time of realization. But nonetheless, get the likes up, share the video, let the people know that Divine Sense Boxing is live and about to cook on something that I feel that needs to be addressed. You guys see the title of the live, man. I posted it about 12 hours ago to try to give everybody a heads up. Hopefully we get the message out there to as many people as possible. Some of you guys already know what it is. Some of you are going to come in here peeking through the bushes and the blinds, like my man Stormy B-Man says, looking to stir up some ruckus, right? To start some controversy. But look, over here, the wrench game is strong. The fortress is sealed, the gates are closed, and we got the archers in the tower. So go ahead, come in with that bullshit. Come on in. See what happens. But nonetheless, man, look, we're basically a month away from Deontay Wilder returning back to the ring. And, you know, if it wasn't for some ardent supporters of the channel keeping me up to date, I would miss a lot of this bullshit because I'm not on YouTube like that. But people send me links, people hit me up in the DMs on IG, emails, whatever have you, and be like, yo, peep this, man. Look at what this person's saying. Look at what's being said out here. And for the most part, I ignore it. I ignore it because it's these, you know, it's these little channels over here, and I mean little, like these little channels out here disgruntled for some reason or another. And I ain't trying to give them any type of accreditation because that's what they want. They want a channel like mine with, you know, some type of notoriety to give them attention. So I like, yeah, man, if y'all don't like Wilder, man, that's your own personal problem. But there are some bigger channels out here that do have a reach, that do have an influence, that do have the capability and the intelligence to understand what's really going on, but yet they choose not to. They choose to continue to hate on Deontay Wilder. And we're going to discuss it on what that may actually be. Like, what is the actual reason why? Now, they'll tell you it's because, oh, well, you know, Deontay, you know, he disappointed me when he lost the second fight and he came up with all these excuses and it wasn't a good look for him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. See, that's what they tell you. But is that really, though? Is that what it really is? You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on what I feel it is, how I feel about the things that people say about him, whether they're justified or not. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down tonight. And I'm going to do it, basically T-minus 30 days before Deontay Wilder enters the ring. And I'm going to put the video out there, and what will be will be. But I did come across a particular video that did ruffle my feathers. And I'm going to share it with you guys today. Because that's the beauty of YouTube. See, people pick apart my videos. People pick apart other people's videos out here and display it and criticize it, make fun of it, chastise it. So I'm giving y'all a taste of your own medicine. So stand by. Shout out to my man Calvin Ringo in the building. Tony Brown 702 in the building. My man Omega. Salute, bro. We got Just Do. Y'all need to subscribe to my man Just Do Boxing. He's got a channel out here, drops a lot of fire content. We got Cairo 90s. What's good, man? The Diesel, longtime subscriber, over a decade. Subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you. We got Don dropping in that super sticker to kick things off, bro. I appreciate you. TS Boxing in the building. Salute. And we got Gnarly Ray in the building. So look, man, I'm going to get this cook session started. People will filter in as we chug along here, because this is a freight train coming in. Y'all motherfuckers are Honda Civics. I'm a freight train coming through this bitch. So you either move out of the way or you jump on that train. Either way, I'm coming through. So buckle your seatbelts. I want to say this. Before I start to dissect something in particular. Like I said, this video that I came across, that it's really the foundation of it all. Well, basically, there's a lot of things that are being said out there on these airwaves, but this one particular video, rather fortunately or unfortunately for him, I'm going to use him as the example. And we're going to talk about it. But before I do that, I want to say this. The same people, I find it ironic and I find it funny. The same people who accuse Wilder fans of being fanboys or not being able to let go of the fact that Wilder lost to Fury twice. They can't stop making videos of Wilder. They make videos of Wilder. They put them in the description and the titles of their videos so they can get clicks and views because they're fanboys. They have some type of fanatical / love relationship with Deontay, right? These same people who say this continue to make videos about Wilder. As a matter of fact, I think the people that criticize the fans of Deontay Wilder probably make more videos about Deontay Wilder than the actual fans make videos of Deontay Wilder. But don't you find that a bit ironic? Oh, I only make videos when Wilder says dumb shit. When I see an article, when Wilder says something I don't like, then I make a video about it. Well, no, you make a video about it because you love to stir up controversy. And because Deontay Wilder's name's attached to it. No different than me coming on here and talking about his next fight against Robert Helenius. No different than me coming out here talking about how much I respect Deontay Wilder. Except I am promoting positivity. You are promoting negativity. There's two ways you can conduct a channel out here. Through positivity, love for the sport, or through negativity, controversy, hate. That's what it is. Y'all motherfuckers can come out here and say, oh, well, I try to be in the middle, man. I'm unbiased. I report on the sport the way I see it. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you know that the majority of your followers don't like Deontay. The majority of your followers like Tyson Fury, or they like other, they like Joshua or whatever it may be. But essentially, they're haters of Deontay. I mean, that's what it is. So you make videos to gather up the support, to get your views, to get your clicks. So you criticize those who praise and support Deontay, but then you do the same shit. I find that funny. Carlton Williams, what's good, bro? Anthony Jones in the building. Demon in the building. So look, man, this video that I'm about to share, some of you guys may know who he is. And I think that he has been on YouTube for quite some time. When I saw the video, a subscriber of mine, I'm not going to mention his name because he may not want me to, but when a subscriber of the channel sent me the video, right, and I saw the channel, I was like, man, I think I recognize the name. So I've been around YouTube for a long time, and I would imagine that this guy has been around maybe, I would say, at least 8 to 10 years. At least, right? He's been around for a long time. I recognize the name. I recognize the voice. I recognize the accent. I'm not familiar with this content. I'm not subscribed to the channel. I don't watch his shit because probably when I came across this channel 8 years ago, before Deontay was really like this mega star that he is now, he probably said some dumb shit that I just kept it moving. But like I said, I recognize the name. I recognize the voice. And I do, venture off into the landscape of YouTube all the time and try to find videos that catch my interest. I'm always curious, and I want to be intrigued. I want to be inspired when people talk about the sport of boxing. But along the way, during that journey of trying to find those channels, I come across a lot of bullshit. And I think this channel was a part of me running into bullshit. So I'm going to share the video right now. We're going to listen to the video. And the reason why I'm going to play the video, and y'all can hear what he said, is because, like I said, in a nutshell, he says in this one 13-minute video what all the haters essentially say about Wilder. The Wilder fans can't stop making videos. The Wilder fans can't stop talking about Wilder. But yet I can't stop looking and skimming through and searching for articles and looking for quotes that Wilder said this and Wilder said that. I'm going to make a fucking video of it because I want to make fun of the man. I want to continue to pinpoint the idea. This dude, that this dude isn't shit, basically. So we're going to go through it. And I feel you. I feel you, Diesel. I feel you, bro. I listened to it, and it was, it's just sad. It was difficult for me to listen to through its entirety. And the main reason is because, what's up, SM? And the main reason is, there are certain people out here that say certain things that hate on people or talk about the sport when they're just simply arrogant or ignorant or both, and their intelligence level is not very high. And they got a little microphone, they got a camera, and they make content. Those type of people, man, I can give them the benefit of the doubt. I can turn the other way because, quite frankly, they're just stupid. I hate to say it that way, but they're just dumb people out there. I don't waste my energy on that shit. But the ones that do have intelligence, the ones that do seem to speak so elegantly and eloquently, but yet they find time and energy to hate, those are the people that makes this whole thing so disheartening. And that's why I have to share it. So give me a moment, and I'm going to put it up, and we're going to go through it. And I'm going to give you guys my honest analysis and opinion about it. This is no beef. This is no beef. Okay? I don't have anything personal against the man. The man never attacked me personally or anything like that. He may try after this video. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm always ready for war. I'm always ready for war. And if you take this personally, then that's on you. That just shows your sensitivity level. I'm not sensitive about anything that necessarily that you portray, right? Like you as a person. I'm not sensitive about anything that where you're from, what you look like, or whatever it may be. I don't have any sensitivity to that. I have sensitivity to, quite frankly, just the ridiculousness that you spew out about Wilder. Now, you may think, or you may feel that, oh, it's not ridiculousness. I think what Wilder has done is ridiculous. That's why I talk about it. But that's exactly why we're going to break this down. And I'm going to show you that everything that you're saying is just, it's just hate. Like, plain and simple, it's just hate. And we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. So if you guys you don't notice already, right? The channel is Hatman Strikes Back. Okay, like I said, what's up, 88 Sports Talk? Like I said, this is no hate. It's no beef. Nothing wrong. I don't know this man personally. I got nothing against him personally. Some of y'all may know his content more than I do. But this is the only thing that I care about, right? That I feel like that needs to be addressed. So like I said, if he wants to take this personally, then that's on him. He can come knocking on the door. He skims through the internet and criticizes articles and gives his opinions about what people say and what people do. And I'm just returning that favor. Like I said, I'm giving you a taste of your own medicine. So it's up to him on how he wants to take it. What's up, Bruce? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video and I'm going to break it down piece by piece and give you guys my honest opinion. Because if you're just joining, the reason why I'm doing this and why I chose to pick out this particular video is because what this man has said in this video in the 13 minutes is essentially what a lot of the haters are saying. He basically encompassed everything in one 13-minute video. He picked out one article. He basically made fun of it and joked around and made some dumbass jokes about Wilder within the video about the article. But essentially, he's encompassing everything in one video about the criticism and why he feels it's warranted against Deontay Wilder. And more or less, that's what all the haters say. So I picked out this video. And like I said, there are hundreds of videos attacking Deontay. I chose this one because I know this man has been around for a long time. And I think this man is quite well-spoken and intelligent. And quite frankly, I think he should know better. And that's just my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to play it. I'm giving you guys a warning. If you're a Deontay Wilder fan, a lot of it is cringe. A lot of it is fucking cringe, man. So I'm giving you guys that warning right now. So here we go. What's up, Pac-Man? Here we go.
Isn't it interesting that Deontay Wilder is all buddy-buddy with Luis Ortiz, a guy that he beat? And there's a few other Deontay Wilder victims who Wilder's cool with. But the one man to beat him...
So right off the bat, y'all hear the accent. Obviously, the dude's from the UK. That's all I need to say.
Tyson Fury, he still holds a grudge against. Isn't that an interesting dynamic? So in this article, there's a few quotes from Deontay Wilder, and he still isn't letting go of this absurd notion that Tyson Fury cheated in, well, first of all, he said their first and second fights. Is he insinuating that he cheated in the third fight as well? didn't his people cross all the T's and dot all the I's in terms of checking what Fury was doing and what have you? So what's his excuse for the third fight? Anyway, let me quote Deontay Wilder here. He said, "Nah, never."
So let me answer the question. He doesn't have any excuses for the third fight. So you're reaching. You want Deontay, you asked the question because you want Deontay to continue this trend of quote unquote making excuses. That's what you want him to do because you love to make fun of the man. But Wilder didn't have any excuses of the third fight. The third fight was a tremendous heavyweight matchup with whatever it was, 5 knockdowns in the fight. It went down to the wire. They both showed a lot of heart and courage. There was a little bit of controversy with the referee and all that, but Deontay never even spoke about that. Some of us did. Some of us saw what Russell Mora did when calling Deontay into the neutral corner and stopped the count and all this different stuff, but Deontay never spoke about it. But you see, you want him to talk about it. You wish that he did so you can build and gather more ammunition against the man. So right off the bat, within 57 seconds, you can feel the hate. Well, what's your excuse for the third fight? Well, there isn't any. That's the point. So let me continue.
In terms of, being cool with Tyson Fury, he said, "No, never, because I know the truth behind that. I don't condone cheating and ish like that. I know no matter what people say." He goes on to say that he wouldn't go to the authorities regarding Tyson Fury's apparent cheating. He said, quote, "It's just like you got analysts that say, if he did have something in his gloves, why did you not go to the authorities? I wish I was in front of them and I would grab their collar and put them close to my face so we can be eye to eye, face to face, so much that my breath touched their face, and I would tell them, why the F would I go to the authorities when I have an opportunity to release my own energy and put my hands up on him in the possibility of trying to kill him and get paid millions of dollars doing it? Why would I go to the authorities?" He goes on to say, "Okay, I go to the authorities and they lock him up. What's next? That's it. A good write-up. Okay, we proved our case. Nobody getting fed. What justice has that done? That don't make no sense. That sounds like somebody who is non-confrontational, that is not involved in combat sports because their mindset is not on combat. It's set on being nice, or that theory don't even make sense to me. We are in the hurt business. This is what we do. I can hurt you and get paid doing it. That sounds like a sweet deal to me." So, and he was asked whether he's open to a fourth Fury fight. He said, most definitely. Now, Deontay Wilder is crazy. There's no other way to put it. The guy.
So here he goes. He's crazy. He's ludicrous. He's out of his mind. He's a poor sport. He can't take an L. He's going to go on to this long rant, right? He reads through the article and then he sits up on his chair and starts blasting the man and starts attacking him essentially, right? So before I continue, man, let me address everything. Let me address the article that he just read that you all just heard, okay? I'm going to make this abundantly clear because if this man comes in and listens to this video, which he very may well be, because probably some haters that, are lurking through that his little minions are going to be like, oh, there's this guy, Divine Sense, he made a video about you, bro. You got to fucking address this bitch, blah, 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 right? I've been on YouTube long enough, man. I know how this shit works. So just in case he listens or any of his other minions listen, man, I'm going to make this abundantly clear because I know that you guys assume that I'm here to defend Wilder and his accusations against Tyson Fury in the first and second fight. That has never been my position. I have never made any videos supporting any of the claims or try to build a case. Other channels have already done that. There are several channels that got video and photos and went through the evidence, and they built a case and they did their thing, and it was a huge thing on YouTube for a couple of years, right? That wasn't divine sense. My stance is very, very simple in regards to the accusations, the cheating, and all that different stuff. It's simple. I don't know. I don't know. And to you to assume that you do know that Tyson Fury did not cheat makes you ignorant, bro, because you don't know. A lot of times in life in general, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not insinuating or suggesting that every single claim that Deontay and his team made are true. I'm not saying, because I don't know. I'm not there. I wasn't there. And I don't know all the details, right? I only know what has been produced on the internet. Rather you believe or don't believe wholeheartedly about what has been said on the internet, then that does make you foolish, unless you personally were there amongst the people that are involved. Otherwise, it makes you look foolish to talk about something that you don't know. So what did Divine Sense Boxing do? Divine Sense Boxing said, you know what, man? We're going to look at what we have that we can look with our own eyes, not listen to some dude on the mic, not some random dude pulling up an article and making some type of arguments. We're going to look at something that we can evaluate with our own eyes. So what did Divine Sense Boxing, for those of you who have been subscribed to the channel for a while, I did a film study of the entire second fight. Right here on YouTube, live. As a matter of fact, PBC put a copy strikeout against me. I had conversations with them on email. The ironic thing is, and check this out. Check this out. What's up, K-Rod? Devontae, I see you. The ironic thing is this. I live streamed the whole second fight. Took it apart brick by brick, piece by piece, round by round, from the moment Deontay stepped into the ring and to the moment that the towel was thrown in. I looked at certain things. I evaluated certain things. And I said, well, look at that. That looks strange. Or look at that. Well, no, we thought this, but no, I debunked that. I debunked several things. But I also put a spotlight on certain things that should have been paid attention to, but wasn't. Right? So the ironic thing is that after I went live and posted the video, PBC, I have the emails to prove it. PBC emailed me personally. I'm no big channel. I'm not Blue Blood. I'm not 78. I'm not a big channel. But it caught their attention. It caught their attention. They emailed me and said, hey, look, man, we appreciate the work that you're trying to do out there. We see what you're trying to do. We appreciate that. We just can't let you monetize your entire live stream. So if you can turn off the monetization, we'll let you keep the video up. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? When any other network, Top Rank, and many other networks, when I've tried to do film studies, shut me down, they copyright strike me, YouTube comes after me. But for whatever reason, they watched enough of my film study to say, well, you know what? That's valuable information. They let me keep my video up. Why? Why would they do that? And you say, oh, well, because Deontay's part of WBC, the PBC network, right? He's a PBC fighter. Well, that's true. But nonetheless, I'm going live for 2 hours. I'm getting views off of their own video footage. Why would they let me do that? Why would they let me get subscribers and build my name off of their shit? So just let that marinate for a moment. But I want to make my stance clear. I said, you know what, man? I don't know what happened. I can't give my opinion because I don't know. I talked to a few people that is close to the Wilder camp. But I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. So what can I do to offer a non-biased and an objective viewpoint? That is to do a film study, and we can all look at it. And when the film study's done, y'all can walk away and make your own opinions. See, that's how we exercise the ability of critical thinking. Instead of just saying, oh, come on, man. Tyson Fury would never do anything like that. Wilder, he's just crazy. You heard the man said. The man said in the video, Wilder is crazy.
That sounds like a sweet deal to me. So, yeah, and he was asked whether he's open to a fourth Fury fight. He said most definitely. Now, Deontay Wilder is crazy. There's no other way.
So you just heard it, right? Deontay Wilder is crazy. Shout out to my man Big Dog dropping in that super chat. Hey, Devon, Khan has a better chin than Hagler. I'm not even commenting on that, but I do appreciate the super chat, man. Much love and appreciation to my man Big Dog, man. Don't sidetrack me, bro. Come on, man. But yeah, so he's crazy. He's delusional. He uses these words a lot in this video. So the thing is that I'm going to make another thing clear. Like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. There could be 10 accusations that were laid out on the table, right? And he mentions it in the video where he talks about, egg weights and floppy gloves and the water was poisoned and all this other shit, right? Whatever it is, right? There's 10 different things. Maybe 9 of those were false. Maybe 9. But what if only one was true? Only one of them. Whichever, you can pick and choose whichever one it was. What if only one of them were actually true? Because a lot of times in situations, not only in this fight, but in life in general, when you feel, see, this is what you got to do. You got to think deep down into your soul. When you feel like you have been done wrong and somebody comes to you, so let me put it like this, but sometimes you got to break it down. You got to paint a picture for people. They have a hard time grasping the idea. Because Tyson Fury would never cheat. It's absurd to think that Wilder would come up with these accusations because Fury would never do something like that. I bet you a lot of the people that have called Wilder crazy and delusional have never even investigated, never even took time to look into the matters, never took time to digest the possibilities of what may or may have not happened. They just automatically called Wilder crazy and delusional since the very beginning, and they have rode that wave up until this point, 2 years later. That, again, shows you their inability to be objective and try to find a balance and find the truth. The bottom line is that they wanted Wilder to lose. They wanted Tyson Fury to win. And when that happens, nothing else mattered. That's the truth. But I don't need to be a Deontay Wilder fan to use critical thinking skills. All I need to do is be a boxing fan. That's all you need. One simple skill set. Be a boxing fan. That's it. And let's see, right? So check it. You got to look deep in your soul and think about a situation. And I'll give you guys an example when things can get out of hands, right? Let's say, I'll put it in a man's perspective as best as I can. Let's say you dating a chick, right? Y'all dating, everything's going nice for a while. Then all of a sudden, y'all get into a big fight. You have some suspicion that she may be fucking some other dude. Okay, it's suspicion. That's all it is. Until you, and when it comes to life and relationships in particular, I'm a firm believer. Unless you have hard evidence or catch somebody red-handed, all it is suspicion. Now that might be some personal shit within you. Maybe you got a little self-confidence issue. Maybe you got trust issues. That's all very possible. So it's suspicion and it's accusations until you can prove it or catch somebody red-handed. I've always taken that stance, and I stand firm with that. Even in this case between Wilder and Fury. But nonetheless, suspicion is suspicion. You see your lady going out late at night talking on the phone, or she doesn't come to bed at night, or she says she's going out with the girls. She'll be back at 2, but doesn't come back until 5. Shit like that, right? It starts to build a case. There starts to be some type of suspicion. So eventually, you don't feel good about it. She continues to say, oh, it's nothing. You tripping. You can't catch her red-handed. You don't got any hard evidence. But that suspicion starts to mount to where it's unbearable. And you feel in your gut that she's just doing something and I just can't pinpoint it. She's good at hiding it. And I can't live like this anymore because to me, it's shady shit. So you decide to bounce. You just say, you know what, man, I'm good. And you walk away, right? Could be weeks later, months later, your boys start coming up to you and start to reveal things that, when you all were together, I saw this when she was with this dude. I didn't want to say anything when you guys were together because I ain't trying to get in your shit like that. But I saw this and I saw that. It's all I saw, he saw, she saw. But once again, it's adding smoke to that fire. See, this is what happens in life in general. Now, in this situation, all it would have had to take is one simple thing to spark this whole situation. And all that could have been is, as he's walking into the ring, he didn't feel right. Something felt funny. He felt weak. He felt lethargic. He was feeling good, and all of a sudden he was feeling like shit. That's never happened to me before in my entire career. I've been in big fights before. It's not the spotlight. It's not the pressure. I've been here before. I fought him the first time in front of the world. I felt great. So what's going on? See, that's all it takes. Now you go in and lose the fight. And during the fight, he clearly didn't have his legs. He didn't. And people said, well, that's because of Tyson Fury. It could have been. It could have been. But it also could have been something wasn't right. Oh, man, are you suggesting that his water was spiked? No, you didn't fucking listen to what I just said. Something wasn't right for him. He felt like something wasn't right. Anybody has the right to analyze something that doesn't feel right. Now, the moment Mark Breland threw in the towel, it's like a domino effect. When you're walking to that ring and you walk through those ropes, you can feel it deep into your gut that something doesn't feel right. I feel funny. Something is going on with my body. But it's too late now. The fight is about to start. You got to fight through it. You got to be a warrior. And by the way, Wilder was a warrior because Fury couldn't stop him. It took a towel to be thrown in. Say what you want to say about it. Mark Breland saved him. Mark Breland did the right thing. That's your opinion. But with Wilder feeling the way that he was feeling, which he has spoken openly about, and the fact that Fury couldn't stop him, speaks volumes, in my opinion. Because he said, I'm in a fight now. There ain't no turning back now. You got to fight. You got to be a warrior. And that's what he did. Oh, but he don't get no credit for that. You don't get no credit for that. All it is a domino effect. You step into the ring, you not feel right. And then what happens? Mark Breland throws in the towel. The one thing that Deontay Wilder holds to the highest regard, no matter what happens, don't stop the fight. Once Mark Breland did that, it did a Spartan kick to the doors of speculation right off the bat. Right? Spartan kick straight through the door. Boom. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on, right? And you see that's that domino effect. That's when things start to spin out of control. That's what happens. It's like your chick saying, I ain't cheating on you, I ain't cheating on you, I ain't cheating on you. And then she gets a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. She got to run out on the balcony and pick it up. It kicks the door open of speculation. That's what happens. And then from there, everything else just piled in, right? Everything else, all those other accusations, those other 15 other that all piled in. That's normal. That's normal, but it takes one to set it off. So I want to make this abundantly clear to everyone, because this man who made this video and all of his little minions and trolls are going to come in and spread the video and it's another guy who believes in all of the accusations. It's another guy. It's another one. It's another one. My stance is very simple, man. I don't know what happens, but I saw the second fight. I broke down that second fight, and I will tell you this. There's a few things that don't make sense to me, and I've been watching boxing for the better part of a decade. I've been in the ring before. I've been a part of the sport for a very long time. I don't consider myself an average Joe when it comes to talking about this sport. I don't need to be a Deontay Wilder fan to look. That was a bit strange. And I also know that as much as people want to criticize Deontay Wilder, see, it's every moment they get, every chance they get. Wilder says a quote. Wilder goes to this place or goes to that place. All eyes on Deontay Wilder. Either you love him or you hate him. There's no mutual respect. There's very few people that say, you know what, man, I'm not necessarily a fan, but I respect what he does. Either you love him or you hate him. But every moment, people find an opportunity to try to hate on the man. But the simple fact that Tyson Fury, he can't enter America. Oh, that's no big deal. The simple fact that Tyson Fury has cheated in the sport of boxing before. Oh, that's no big deal. Or turn a blind eye. But when all eyes are on Deontay Wilder, it's pitchforks and fire. And they want to set him ablaze. And they want to display him in front of everybody as being this dishonorable man. How the fuck is it dishonorable when you felt like you were done wrongly? You brought up things and, oh, sure, it could have been emotion. It could have been over the top. It could have been a little bit cringe. It could have been like, oh, that don't look good from a heavyweight champ to say these things publicly. Sure. But to put him in the category of being a dishonorable person, chastising, criticizing him, and putting him to the flame, when you don't hold that same energy for a man who is a known cheater in the sport. Oh, but that's okay. It's the Gypsy King. Yeah, that's okay. Where are your videos criticizing Fury when he cheated in the sport? Where are your videos talking about, that's strange. I wonder why the whole Tyson Fury family can't go to America. Oh, that's not Tyson Fury's fault. That has to do with his dad or this, that. Y'all make excuses and excuses and excuses. I don't make no fucking excuses. See, there's something beautiful about saying, I don't know. But what I do know is that Deontay Wilder was a heavyweight champion who defended his titles multiple times, who started boxing late, who has one of the best, if not the best, KO ratios of all time, who's a man of pride, who's a man of honor, who's a man of dignity, who takes care of his family. And the fact that you want to come out here and criticize the fact that he wants to be friends with Ortiz, man, you like straight up, bro, you sound like a bitch worrying about who another man wants to call friends. Oh, I don't understand why he wants to be friends with Ortiz. Doesn't that seem strange to you? He wants to be friends with Ortiz, but he doesn't want to be friends with Fury. Why the fuck does it hurt you so badly that the man doesn't want to be friends with Tyson Fury? Fuck Tyson Fury. Cheating ass bitch. You want to come out and say, oh, Wilder this, that, and the third, and he ain't shit, and he's a crier. And okay, that's your stance. Cool. All good then. Well, let's share that hate all across the board then, bro. Tyson Fury ain't nothing but a fucking cheater and a liar who has played dice with the sport of boxing on multiple occasions. This dude ain't no ambassador of the sport. He won the third fight. Congratulations. He won the second fight. Congratulations. Never once said that he wasn't a skilled fighter. Never once have I criticized him skill-wise. I may have my style preference, but I've never criticized the man as a boxer. What he does in the ring, even with the dirty tactics and the headlocks and the different things that he does, it's boxing. It's not a tickling contest. But y'all don't keep that same energy. And I see you out here on that bullshit. And I'm getting sick of it. Deontay Wilder, like I said, is a man of integrity, a man of dignity, a man of honor. He may be emotional. Fuck it. Passionate people are emotional. I'm emotional too. You got a problem with it? Come and step to it. I'm an emotional person too, shit, because I'm passionate about shit. And sometimes I go over the top. If I feel like my lady's doing me wrong, I speak to her. I say, yo, I think you fucking up out here. And I could be wrong too. Oh, I could be wrong too. I may go outside the box a little bit. I may go over the top a little bit. But you know what? I'm never going to change who I am. Never going to change who I am. And the only thing that matters, to be honest with you, are the people, and y'all remember this. The only thing that matters are the people that are close to you. That's the only thing that matters. Not these people that want to be friends with you because you're making money or because it looks like you can pull chicks or you got a nice car. They want to be a part of that popularity. They ride your coattails. Those motherfuckers are followers. They with you when you up, but they say fuck you when you down. The only people that matter are the people that are close to you. The people, and Deontay has said it himself, coming back to fight Robert Helenius. He said, this whole comeback is for the people who have ride and died with me since the very beginning. Even when I've made mistakes, they stuck by my side. So that's what it is, man. So if anybody's curious on why I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, I've already painted the picture for you. An American heavyweight champion who broke knockout records, held the highest knockout ratio of the sport, started boxing late, became a champion, defended his belts multiple times, took on the hardest challenges, in my opinion. Joshua ducked his ass. He fought the next best thing in Tyson Fury. He didn't have to fight Tyson Fury, but he did. And let's all remind ourselves, too, all you fucking Wilder haters out there, like this dude who made this video. And I'm cooking so much, the stove is so hot, I can't even get through the damn video. But it is what it is. Look, man. Look, man. If you want to pride yourself of being a Tyson Fury fan and criticize Wilder, I mean, I question your morals, bro. I question your morals because I can forgive a man who makes an honest mistake. I can forgive a man who a little bit emotional. I can forgive a man who, has so much passion and so much pride, and he said a few things here and there that didn't look right, but he did it with passion and honesty. wasn't about being a poor sport. It was about trying to find the truth in regards to how he felt going into that second fight, and he didn't feel right, and it's seeking for answers. And the funny thing is that nobody wanted to look into anything that Deontay said. Everything that he said was blasphemy. It was outrageous. It's crazy. It's delusional. Nobody with the powers that be, right, say, you know what? Like, there's some serious accusations that in most situations, if these things were true, like Antonio Margarito type shit, they're banned from the sport, right? The man feels like, something wasn't right in the ring. Well, let's look at the gloves. Let's talk to the camps. Let's make sure that everything went to accordance to how it should have been. But nothing was looked into. When Mark Breland was fired, here came the pitchforks. Here, you know what I'm saying? Here comes the noose. Let's fucking hang Deontay Wilder for out to display because he fired a honorable man, a former world champion, a man of respect, right? And I find that shit funny because because this is how dumb people are. This is how dumb people are, right? The lack of ability to use critical thinking skills. You got gentlemen like this dude right here, right? When he speaks on the mic, he sounds so elegant and eloquent and speaks so intelligently. And, I'm a distinguished gentleman living in the UK and I have the Queen's English and all this bullshit, right? Sounding so smooth and nice, but you can't even use critical thinking skills, bro. Y'all motherfuckers pretend that out of nowhere, Deontay Wilder said, oh, you threw in the towel, you're fired. You don't know the story. You don't know the history. You don't know and understand the tension that has been happening in that camp leading up to that second fight and the things that Deontay Wilder was feeling about Mark Breland for a long time before the second fight even happened. Like I said, suspicion upon suspicion, things not going right, things not moving right. I'm looking around and I don't know why my trainer is operating the way that he's operating, but he's been with me for a long time. I'm loyal. I'm going to keep him around. But the moment the towel was thrown in, that's it. That's a wrap. And for people to come out and say, oh, man, Deontay fired him because, he got upset because, he couldn't take an L. That's how dumb people are. That's how dumb people are. I don't got nothing wrong with Mark Breland. Maybe Mark Breland felt some kind of way about Deontay. Maybe he felt like Deontay didn't listen to him. Maybe all that's true. Maybe Deontay is stubborn. Shit. I don't know. But Deontay Wilder had every right to fire a man who he felt was no longer in accordance or no longer working intertwined in the direction that Deontay Wilder wanted to go. At the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is the employer and Mark Breland is the employee. End of story. But I don't want to spend too much time on Mark Breland, okay? And you notice that I didn't say anything about any spiked water. I didn't mention anything about no spiked water because to me, that don't even matter. I mean, to me, like, it's simple. Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder have been having issues for a while. They weren't seeing eye to eye for a while. Call it whatever you want to call it. But the moment Mark Breland threw the towel in the ring, when he was still standing on his feet and he wanted to go out on his shields, he had every right to fire the man. And if your stance is, oh, well, if that's the cost to save Wilder's life, then that's fine. Well, that's fine. Okay, then we agree that that Breland could have been fired. We agree on that, right? Great. Cool. Now moving on. I'm going to go back in to this video. And it's probably going to get lit even more. And I want people to remind themselves as they're listening to this video. I want people to remind themselves that this type of energy that is coming through this video that I'm about to play, essentially attacking Deontay Wilder. I mean, because that's what it is. Okay. Remember and remind yourself that that same energy is not being shared with Tyson Fury and all of his transgressions and all the things that he has done to taint the sport of boxing. Remind yourself of that when you're listening to this. All of this energy and all of this ha, 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 laughing, having a good fucking time, picking jokes out against Deontay Wilder. Are you holding that same energy? Oh, for Tyson Fury? Oh, Tyson, he's your boy. Oh, Tyson Fury's your boy? How is he your boy? Oh, because y'all from the same country, so that just makes you boys? And for the record, if Deontay Wilder was a cheater like Tyson Fury was, if Wilder pulled the bullshit that Tyson Fury has pulled in regards to saying I got COVID, but then I'm out in public with my shirt off and, associating with fans and taking selfies and not giving a fuck about anything or anybody, how the fuck is that a people's champ? See, there's a big difference to, you guys remember the quote, right? By Muhammad Ali. Because that's what it is, man. We got pioneers and innovators of the sport like Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, who came out and said, when they asked him, are you going to be the people's champ like Joe Louis? And he said, no, I'm not going to be the people's champ the way Joe Louis was. I'm going to be the people's champ the way that I want to be the people's champ. And how was Muhammad Ali the people's champ? Because he stood by his convictions. He refused to go to the Vietnam War. Because ain't no Viet Cong call me the N-word. But they call me the N-word out here. You think I'm going to go and fight a war for a country that doesn't even stand up for my religious beliefs? And for me as a black man in America, you must be outside your fucking mind. See, that's being the people's champ. Standing up for something. Tyson Fury claims to be, or he wants to be, mentioned amongst the greats like Muhammad Ali. When you got no respect for the sport, you want to retire, come back. Retire, come back. Say belts don't matter. Claiming that you got COVID. Cheating in the sport of boxing. And you want me to put him amongst the names like the great Muhammad Ali? Well, you came to the wrong place. You came to the wrong place. So as I play this video, remind yourself that this energy that's coming out isn't shared objectively against any other body. It doesn't even have to be Tyson Fury, anyone else. It just seems so isolated towards Deontay Wilder. And if you claim to be a boxing fan, well, if you're a boxing fan, then you should be happy that the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division is back. All that other bullshit that happened and the Fury, that Fury trilogy is over, man. It's over. And before you say, see, guys like Divine, they got to come in, they got to defend Wilder. Wait, who started this again? Who started it? See, bitch, if you punch first, you're going to get punched back. I don't go walking around YouTube punching people in the face, bullying people. I do my own thing. I mind my own fucking business. But you bring that bullshit to me or around me, you best believe. Because I'm going to support a man of integrity because I'm a man of integrity myself. I have no problem criticizing my own brother, my own blood. If they say some dumb shit or they say some little, hey, man, hey, you need to calm down, bro. I have no problem pointing a finger at anybody's chest and say, yo, much love, but yo, don't do that. I've done that against Wilder. I've done it. But he's still somebody that I hold up to a very high esteem, and I look up to the man. I do. I look up to Wilder. He inspires me as a man, as a father as well, even through his mistakes. So I have the courage to admit that and say that to everybody on all these airwaves. But you ain't nothing but a fucking hater, and I'm about to prove that.
way to put it. The guy's crazy. He's talking about, Tyson Fury cheated even after the third fight when they crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. What is going on in this guy's head? I speak about the fact that fighters have, and I'm talking about the elite fighters, a glass is half full mentality. They're insufferable optimists. They have to, when they lose, come up with some type of psychological crutch to lean on in order to build themselves back psychologically, in order to build their confidence back up again. So in their heads, they tell themselves,
Now, he's going to admit that boxers throughout boxing history, especially men of pride and ego, which most boxers do, but at this level, right? Wilders and men like Wilder, who has been undefeated, they're conquering the sport, and then boom, they take an L, right? He admits in the video that even Mike Tyson himself, y'all remember, I broke my back, right? Things are said, man. They look, like he said, a psychological crutch, to use his quote. It happens all the time. He admits that in this video. So, yeah, exactly. It happens all the time. Deontay Wilder's not the first one. So is Paulie Malignaggi crazy too? Paulie Malignaggi has went on fucking rants after several fights about corrupt judges and they hate against me and, all this other shit, right? So is Paulie Malignaggi crazy too? Where are the videos about Paulie Malignaggi? Where are the videos about Adrian Broner?
My shoes were too big, or the ropes were too slack, or he cheated, or he did this, or he did that. This is a common thing that fighters do. And, it's the difference between people who allow defeats to get to them and bring them down and people who just rise above all that and maintain their confidence. That's the difference, right? They focus on the positives and even become delusional to some degree in order to make.
I'm so fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt.
I apologize for the ads, yo. Here we go.
To maintain a positive mindset. But with Deontay Wilder, it's an extreme example. I've never seen a fighter in all the decades I've been watching the sport be this extreme in terms of his delusion. But I guess to try and rationalize it, most fighters at this level, let's say most heavyweights.
Mike Tyson saying that he broke his back wasn't extreme? Okay.
At this level are much more technically gifted than Deontay Wilder. And so for a guy like...
And here we go with this. Deontay Wilder's not technically gifted. Only thing he has is power. So, they attack him as a man, then they attack his skills as if you can do better. As if you can do better. And don't come at me with this bullshit of, well, I'm an analysis. I'm a content creator. I don't need to be a boxer to give my opinion about boxing because Jim Lampley did it. All these other commentators do it. So I don't have to box in order to give my opinion about a man's ability. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. You get a hell of a lot more credibility knowing how it is to be punched in the face and how it is to be in the ring compared to a person who doesn't. So if you want to say, "Oh, I'm like Max Kellerman, I'm like Jim Lampley, I'm like I can talk about the sport because I'm a Howard Cosell because I got a voice, I'm animated, I entertain people," then that's what you are. You're a fucking entertainer. You're an entertainer. That's what you are. And that's what you'll always be, entertaining. But if you expect someone like me to take your knowledge of boxing when it comes to the stylistic side of the sport and criticizing a man for having natural abilities or not having natural abilities until you get in the ring with Deontay Wilder, you can shut the fuck up. Because Deontay Wilder was a heavyweight champion. Deontay Wilder has made history. And whether you like it or not, when the history books are written, even with the 2 losses against Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder will be remembered forever, etched in memory. So until you have real life experience to be able to judge another man and his abilities, you can shut the fuck up.
Him, who's as technically limited as he is to reach this level, maybe he needs something else extraordinary about him other than his punching power, which is extraordinary. Maybe he needs an extraordinary level of delusion to reach this level as well. Because if he didn't have that, maybe he never would have become WBC champion. Maybe he never would have beaten the people that he's beaten, you know, the Luis Ortizes and all these other guys. So just being objective, if Deontay wasn't as
You're not being objective, you're being a hater.
delusional as he is, perhaps he wouldn't have even got this far in boxing. You know, I do have to say that. But irrespective of that, it is still a strange thing to witness a fighter being this delusional, coming up with so many excuses for losing to a guy, being so detached from reality. It's incredible. And as I say, it's this is a pathology. I don't think this is something that Deontay Wilder thinks of consciously. It's just the way he's wired naturally.
Now, I'm just curious about something. And forgive me for pausing. I got about a 30-second threshold to listen to this man because it's like nails on a chalkboard. But look, I'm curious about something, though. When it's all said and done, right, the dust is settled, Wilder retires, Fury retires, right? And then, I don't know, 5-6 years down the road, what if it comes out that Tyson Fury did, in fact, cheat? What if the 15 accusations that were brought up against him were all false except for one? Would it matter? It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if it's all 15 or just one. What if it does? I'm just saying, what if? We'll play the what if game. Oh, come on, Devon, man. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Hey, a lot of people said a lot of shit about before Michael Jordan put out The Last Dance and all the shit that he said in that documentary and that series on Netflix. We all seen it, right? There was shit that was said, and I watched Michael Jordan when I growing up as a kid. The shit that was said, I was like, that shit blew me away. See, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it comes out later. Now, Deontay may sail off into the sunset, become a heavyweight champion again, and never give a fuck about Tyson Fury ever again, and decide to never mention the man's name and move on with life. That very well may be. But also, what may be is that he's got another grand plan behind the scenes, and things will be brought up. You know, we're in an era now, right? You go on Netflix, there's documentaries about shit about everything, right? 9/11, Woodstock 99, you know, all these different athletes and all these different public figures. All of these documentaries are coming out like crazy, and they're exposing things that we had no idea about when it was actually happening. So for me to surmise on the possibility that something may be made about Tyson Fury is not far-fetched. But I'm just curious, if it does come out that he did in fact cheat, what will motherfuckers like this say? And I apologize for using that type of language, but yeah, I'm pissed. And I'm fucking irritated. Because it's fucking pathetic. When I make videos about Deontay Wilder, I talk about his future fights. I talk about him as a man, the things that he has accomplished. I speak positivity. You get motherfuckers like this who like to, you know, it's like a flowing river of positivity, and you want to come and take a shit in it.
And I really have to laugh at Wilder saying he's never ducked anybody, because he said that recently. Of course, he's ducked several fighters over the years.
Who'd he duck?
But yeah,
Who'd he duck?
Wilder.
I'll wait for a video. I'll wait for a video on who he ducked, and I want evidence. I want, you know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, video evidence of a promoter or something like that, or some type of hard evidence. It doesn't have to be like that, but I need some type of substance some solid substance to suggest that Deontay Wilder ducked. Who the fuck did he duck? Because the man was engaged in a 3-fight trilogy with Tyson Fury. So if anything before that, you got to prove that. And if you're suggesting that it's Anthony Joshua, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Because Anthony Joshua is ducking to this day. He's still ducking Deontay Wilder. So get the fuck out of my face with that.
Is said is somebody of very low intelligence with very high testosterone and a very intense personality. And that's what makes him so dangerous, is the intense person. It's not just the punching power. And of course, the intense personality is part of the reason that he has such tremendous punching power. It's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing. A lot of these serious punchers, they think differently than the other fighters. They've got a different mentality.
See, here comes the imbalance, right? The hypocritical things that he says that, you know, people who don't have intelligence, they can't see. They can't hear, they can't digest it. But you see, I'm a smart individual. In one breath, you say he's crazy, he's delusional, all he has is punching power. But then in the next breath, you say, oh, he's a man of mental fortitude. You know, he's intimidating and he's got mental strength. And that's some of the reason on why he become a heavyweight champion, is because of his mental strength and fortitude. Well, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it?
And that goes into their training when they're hitting the bag, when they're hitting the pads. For example, Deontay Wilder admitted that he was actually trying to take Tyson Fury's life in their third fight. That was his intention. He was thinking, I'm trying to take this guy's life. That doesn't shock me, right? I've heard Mike Tyson say that. I've heard George Foreman say that.
True.
About, you know, their fights. They were going in there to try catch bodies. I'm not shocked. That's the kind of extreme mentality you're going to get from certain fighters in boxing. It's inevitable. Don't be horrified by it, people. Like, we're watching a brutal sport, and particularly at the elite levels. At heavyweight, you know, guys are going to go in there in a complete warrior mindset, which is like, you know, literally do or die for some of them. So that is what that is, but it's still funny to read these kind of comments from Deontay Wilder talking about.
All right, so y'all need to brace yourself because these next like 4 minutes or so, he's going to go on this whole, I want to attack Deontay Wilder, right? So in the beginning of the video, if you came in late, you know, he's reading through the article of some quotes that Deontay Wilder said about how he respects Ortiz, but he doesn't respect Tyson Fury because I don't respect cheaters and blah, blah, blah. And so he went through the article and then he just gave his little analysis on how he's delusional and crazy, but yet he has mental fortitude and he's got the intimidation factor and he's mentally strong, you know, so yeah, you know, that imbalance. It's a very classic thing, that reverse psychology, playing with your psychology, you know, when you're listening to someone like this, it can twist your mind up in knots, man. It makes you do mental gymnastics, but it doesn't work on me. I see it. Shout out to my man Tap, man, the accountability partner. He said, keep speaking on it, Divine. I have so much to say about this BS. F this guy. Hey, I have to put this work in, man. I have to put this work in. I have to get my opinion out there. It's not something that I particularly like to do because I like to put positivity in the sport. There's enough negativity as it is. There's enough people going at each other's throats as it is. But when it's bullshit, it's bullshit. That's it. That's it. There's an article put out and somebody like him can't wait for the opportunity to drop a video and get his clicks in, bro. That's what it is. And like I was saying earlier, if people that just joined, look, man, don't come out here and say, look at all these delusional Wilder fans, all these fanboys of Wilder. They can't stop talking about Wilder. They can't stop making videos about Wilder. But here you are, bro. continuing to make videos about Deontay Wilder himself to get your views and clicks in, and y'all can have a little party and point fingers and make fun of a man who has done nothing but try and be an ambassador of the heavyweight division, take care of his family, and be the best man that he can possibly be. And along the way, he's made mistakes. Are you absent of making mistakes, bro? Are you perfect? You don't make mistakes. You don't say things that you've regret. So what? You're Jesus now. Quick to throw stones at other people before looking at yourself in the mirror. And based off of your analysis and your critique and your criticism and the way that you break things down using this psychological warfare on people on your channel, I know that you personally, deep down in your soul, have made a lot of fucking mistakes. So bear witness. Bear witness. Hey, Tap, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. So brace yourself for what's coming next on this video, man. We got to get through it so I can finalize my thoughts.
Tyson Fury cheated and the weights in his gloves and all this absurd stuff. Can you imagine? Egg weights in his gloves. How low must your intelligence be to actually believe that? I mean, it's unreal. And what's even more unreal is that there's been people in the comment section of some of my videos saying, well, how can you say he didn't? How do you know he didn't have egg weights in his glove? Like, how dumb can you be that you even need to ask that question? Do you know anything, the slightest thing about physics? Like, oh my God. If someone had egg weights in their glove.
I've never felt so
in their gloves, you didn't realize that it would completely change the way the glove moves around and completely change the way the fighter moves their hands around. There will be obvious telltale signs, not the silly Photoshop nonsense that you see online and these tiny little clips. Oh, you know, which proves nothing other than Fury was wearing horsehair gloves, which we all know anyway. And horsehair gloves are perfectly legal. Yeah.
Let me say this because a lot of people just came in. I've already spoke about the allegations and all that different stuff. I'm not going to continue to loop back to it. But I'll say this, though, for the people that came in a little bit later. Look, man, all it is a domino effect. People making a mountain out of a molehill, essentially. The molehill is the beginning of the fact that Deontay Wilder felt like something wasn't right. Whatever sparked that off. It could have been his body didn't feel right. It could have been he had a fight with his wife or with Mark Breland before the fight and he stepped through the ropes and things weren't going right. And I mean, literally his body, like, I don't want to just say psychologically and mentally, but his body didn't feel right. So that is what started it. Then Mark Breland throwing in the towel after he's already had issues with Mark Breland for a hot minute before the fight even started in the second fight, right? So all of that in accumulation created this combustion, right? And so you take a loss. Wilder, no doubt, is a man of pride. Nobody is denying that. He didn't take the loss well, just like any other heavyweight champion wouldn't take an L, positively, right? It's a major hit to your ego and pride. You don't know what's going on at that point in time. You go back in the locker room after taking a loss. You don't know what happened. The only thing that you know are two things. Number one, your body didn't feel right. Something wasn't right. You've never felt that way before in all of your professional fights. And it wasn't the spotlight. It wasn't the stage. It wasn't the pressure. It was something physically wrong, right? And to me, from the evidence that I saw, watching the fight itself, right, doing my film study, he didn't look like the Deontay Wilder that I've been watching for the past 5 or 6 years. Do I know for a fact on why? No, I don't. I'm not suggesting that it was because his water was messed with, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he felt and I saw that something wasn't right. That's the only thing he knew. The other thing he knew was that Mark Breland threw in the towel after he's already had issues, right? So you have those two things that set off a series of events. In my opinion, water. Right. So, sorry, I got cut off for a second. So all those things that came after that, after fight night, after not feeling right, after, trying to digest what Mark Breland just did, all these different emotions, taking a loss, everything after that was just added gas to the fire, basically. So to me, all it's irrelevant. You guys like to make fun of, the egg weights. How dumb can you be to suggest that it was egg weights? Man, fuck the egg weights. How about we go back to the very beginning? And can we please talk about why Deontay Wilder felt the way he did physically going into the second fight? Can we talk about it? Let's try and find some solace and try to find some type of agreement. Who knows? Maybe he ate some bad chicken. I don't fucking know. But can we at least dig into it a little bit? Can we investigate it a little bit? No, man, Wilder just lost. He's got to accept it. Okay, then. So if that's how we want to play it, then that's how we'll play it. But once again, I will continue to reiterate, if you're going to keep that type of energy for a particular man in Deontay Wilder, I request you to keep that same energy for a known cheater in the sport, which you have failed to do.
If someone had egg weights in their gloves, you're going to smash your hands to pieces for one. It's just totally absurd. Only in the mad world of Deontay Wilder would people even, what's the word I'm looking for? Entertain such nonsense. Because like attracts like, Deontay Wilder, being of low intelligence, attracts other people of low intelligence. They're drawn to him.
See that? That is attacking a man's character and attacking him personally. Deontay Wilder is a man of low intelligence, and he attracts people of low intelligence. So you, sir, are fucking insulting me personally. And that very quote right there that just spewed out of your fucking mouth is why I decided to make this video. Because without that little remark, that callous and cowardice remark, I probably would have left it alone. But now you have insulted and attacked me personally. And you've also insulted and attacked a lot of people that come and support my channel who I have a lot of respect for. So you crossed the line. How dare you call another man how dare you say another man lacks intelligence? Who the fuck are you to criticize and critique another man's intelligence? Because, hey, ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between being dumb and being stupid. Let me make that abundantly clear. I've used the word dumb many times because dumb is having the smarts and the ability to be able to do something, but you refuse to do it, so you act dumb. When you call somebody stupid, you're saying that they lack intelligence. Words carry meaning. And I can tell by the way that you speak, bro. I got the Queen's English and all that, yeah, from England, yeah. So basically, when I speak, it sounds really fucking nice, yeah. It sounds so smooth and elegant, and I can use my high vocabulary, and people are going to fucking come to me and think that I'm really intelligent the way that I'm able to construct my words. Unfortunately, there are people like me on the YouTube. You can call me Switzerland. I got a fortress up in the mountains all by myself, the kingdom of divine sense. I handle my business privately, but I have a code. I have a code. You cross that code, we're going to have problems. You call another man, you know, you call another man the things that you have said, man, look, man, you throwing me in that box, and I'm not going to tolerate that.
Birds of a feather flock together. So, yeah, that is what that is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Deontay Wilder saying all this nonsense. And obviously, that's where he's drawing his strength from his delusions. Because if you remember, Deontay was very, very quiet after the second Tyson Fury fight. And it wasn't until maybe a year or so, or maybe a bit less than a year, that he piped up and all of a sudden he was back on social media, because this guy was active before on Twitter and other social media, constantly trolling other people. But yeah, he went missing. I mean, we were looking for this guy everywhere after the second Fury fight. He was turning up on milk cartons. Have you seen Deontay? And I think that what happened is his team helped him construct this fantasy in his mind that Fury had cheated and all this kind of thing. I think his team helped him with that. And that's where he got the confidence to say, okay, let me go for the third fight. I think that's what it was. His confidence was built upon these insane fantasies about Fury cheating. Now, look, cheating, of course, happens in boxing. But the kind of stuff that Wilder was talking about, I mean, how many excuses do you need? So first of all, it was the costume. Then the referee was in on it and he was drunk or corrupt. Then his own corner spiked his water. Then Fury had egg weights in the gloves. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous.
Here come the laughs and shit. Look, I just don't understand why are you continuing to talk about these quote unquote excuses or allegations? Why are you still talking about it? The article talks about how he doesn't want to be friends with Tyson Fury. Why should he have to? Why should he want to be friends with Tyson Fury? Does it hurt your feelings that he can't be friends with Tyson Fury? Does it rub you the wrong way? Why are you so concerned about another man and who he likes or doesn't like? That's some suspect weird shit. That's some weirdo shit. So why are you even still talking about these allegations and these absurd accusations that were brought up against Tyson Fury? Why are you still talking about it? Because when I look across the landscape of YouTube and I listen to videos and pro Wilder channels, they're not still talking about it, but you are. You are.
The mad world of Deontay Wilder. But look, as mad as he is, as crazy as he is, he's still a dangerous hombre. That's for sure. He's like one of them country guys. You know, you go to the outback in Texas or somewhere like West Texas. I know Wilder's from Alabama. But them hillbillies, hey, you don't want to get caught lacking when you're right.
Do y'all just hear what he just said? Speaking about intelligence. I'll practice what I preach. I'll practice what I preach. I'm not going to use the same vocabulary that he so elegantly chose for Wilder by calling him a person who lacks intelligence. And people that support him are unintelligent, right? I won't use that. But what I will call it is complete and utter ignorance. What the fuck just came out of your mouth? What just came out of your mouth? He's a what? A hillbilly? Do you even know what the fuck a hillbilly is, bro? See, this is my problem. when people from the UK and listen carefully, because I don't want to throw everybody from the UK in the same box. I have a lot of friends personally from the UK, and I have subscribers to the channel. Supported this channel. I'm older. There's a big Yo, I think I'm back. I don't know what's going on with my stream. This shit is incredible. This is incredible that's happening, man. This is incredible. Ain't no way that this is a coincidence. Ain't no way. Just straight freezing up, huh? Just straight freezing up. This shit's wild out here. So connection's good, everything's good, internet's good, and my shit just getting cut off. But man, let me just try to get through the rest of this video, man, before they cut me off again. And people think we joke out here. People think that, oh, we just make things up and oh, we're just disgruntled and emotional. And I mean, but look at what happens, man. Look what happens to my streams. This happened 3 times since I went live talking about this topic. Anyway, I'm going to re-roll the tape one more time so y'all can hear what comes out of this man's mouth.
Like West Texas. I know Wilder's from Alabama, but them hillbillies, hey, you don't want to get caught lacking when when you're around them hillbillies. You know, you run out of gas when you're in the middle of nowhere in rural Alabama or Texas or somewhere like that.
The pure ignorance is astounding. And the funny thing is people go into the comment section like, yeah, Wilder's a hillbilly from West Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Alabama. The ignorance is astounding. First off, West Texas, like that's the first thing that came into your head. West Texas, bro? Like, do you even know what is West Texas? Like borders Mexico, basically. It has nothing to do with no hillbillies. Secondly, why do you go from Texas to Alabama? when there's like 3 or 4 other states in between. See, this is my problem with people from the UK when they want to comment and act like they know about America. And I don't mean to disrespect any of my supporters from the UK or my friends from the UK, but to be honest with you, I don't pretend like I know about the UK. I try to educate myself as much as I possibly can. I probably know more about the UK than your average American because I've played professional sports, you know, and played with people from the UK and trained with them and played with them and, you know, hung out with a lot of people from the UK because I've traveled the world. But I don't pretend like I know the UK, like as if I'm from the UK. And it's just a pet peeve. And I hear it from people from the UK all the time. How the fuck are you going to, like, do you even know what a hillbilly is, bro? Like, seriously. And you got people joking and laughing in your comment section as if that's something funny. Do you even know what a hillbilly is, bro? See, that's when I know that you're a hater. And it's like you call him a hillbilly, you make reference to basically you're saying he's a big, strong man with no intelligence who's from the backwoods and he wouldn't be able to do anything with his life unless he became a boxer. That's that same mentality that white supremacy has had over black people since the dawn of slavery. Is that black people are nothing but big, strong animals who have no intelligence. And you out there from the UK, a black man yourself, spewing out the same shit that white supremacy has been spewing out for the past 250 years. That's basically what you just did. And maybe you didn't mean to do it. Maybe it doesn't sit the same way in regards to these type of comments like in the UK like it does in America. Talking about intelligence, criticizing another man for having a lack of intelligence. When you want to use and throw around words like hillbilly and big country boy with nothing but just power and nothing else but that. Taking the same page out from the same book that slave owners developed and created to control black people, to make them feel that they're worthless and incapable of doing anything but slave labor. But guess what? Hey, guess what, Hat Man? Guess what, bro? Deontay Wilder, yeah, you right, from Alabama, from the backwoods, come from nothing. Guess what, bro? He a world champ. He's made more money than you'll ever be able to be able to imagine. You put together with your whole family lineage will never come to the same amount of money and accolades that Wilder has achieved. And to people in America, the man is a king. Hate it or love it. He represents something. He come from the gutter and accomplished something that you would never fucking imagine sitting in your little flat in the UK talking shit on the microphone. Ain't nothing but a bitch ass hater. And you damn right I ain't got no respect for that shit. And it takes a man like me to be able to point that shit out. That's equally as sad. And everybody out there clapping their hands. Oh, yeah, that was a good joke. Yeah, he's a hillbilly. Yeah, from West Texas. I mean, Alabama. That was fun. Great joke. Bunch of ignorant ass cowards. Pussy ass bitches. That's right. I said it. I can call Fury a cheater because he is. because he is a cheater. I can call him a liar because he is a liar. You can't call Wilder a liar. You can say that you feel like the accusations that he made are outrageous. That's your opinion. That doesn't make him a liar because Wilder hasn't been proven to be a liar. It hasn't been proven that all the things that he has said has been false. It has been discredited. It has been put to the side because nobody wants to pay attention to it. And that is fine because it's so erroneous and outrageous to consider it. But he hasn't been proven to be a liar. But Fury has been proven to be a liar. But you okay with that? You're okay with supporting a liar and a cheater, just like you're okay with criticizing another black man by calling him nothing but country strong and lacks intelligence. So there you have it.
And some 6'7" country strong pig wrestling hillbilly says, "Oh, I can help you." Yeah, don't take that help, mate. Run for the hills. That's Wilder, bruv. That's Wilder. He's like one of these dangerous country strong pig wrestlers, bro. Don't mess with him. He might be crazy, but he's
I can't make this stuff up, people. Country strong pig wrestler. Hillbilly. Can't make it up, man. Y'all heard it for yourself. So even though there may be some people that is in here is like, oh man, Divine, he's speaking on this. Maybe he needs to relax a little bit. Wilder lost and just let it go. And people are going to hate on Wilder. It is what it is. For the most part, I do let it go. I let a lot of shit go because I'm a passionate and emotional person. I have no problem admitting it. I'm a Pisces. It is what it is. But I bite my tongue 95% of the time. I mind my own damn business. People want to be fools out here, they be fools. But like I said, I have a code. And there's just certain things that I just can't tolerate. If you don't like Wilder, that's fine. You don't like his style. You think that he's just a power puncher. You want to criticize him on a boxing level. I ain't got no beef with you. I find it kind of funny, but I got no beef with you. I got no issue with you. That's your opinion. It's a boxing opinion, no problem. But you out here calling a black man a hillbilly pig wrestler who's got nothing but power and lacks intelligence. I got a problem with that. And I also have a problem with when you call him an intelligent, you say that the man has a lack of intelligence and all of his followers also have a lack of intelligence. I take an offense to that because now you attacking me personally because I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. So, hey, y'all can call it what you want to call it. Some of these things, when it comes to race, it's not my place. I'll let y'all make up your own decisions and say what you want to say. But as a man who loves the sport, as a man who admires Deontay and the things that he's achieved in his life, even if I can criticize and point out things that maybe he shouldn't have done, maybe he was a little bit too emotional. As a man that carries a lot of emotion himself, it's easy for me to point out when another man's emotional. It happens. But it doesn't discredit what he has done in the sport and what he has done for the American people, man. Being a heavyweight champion and trying to do it the right way, the best way that he possibly could. And coming back into the sport. He could have said, fuck boxing. He could have. He could have said, I don't want to deal with this shit no more. I got enough money. I got my investments. I'm good. But he came back. And why did he come back for? Huh, Hat Man? What did he come back for? He came back for us as boxing fans. You want to know something, Hat Man? Guess what, Hat Man? When he fought Robert Helenius, you're going to tune in. You're going to tune in. You're going to make videos about it. And when he fights Usyk, or if he fights Joshua, you're going to make videos about it. Because the truth of the matter is, man, when you hate a man so much, like the way that you hate Wilder, you actually secretly admire him. You want to be just like him. You wish you can be like Wilder. That's why you can't stop talking about him. You criticize us for praising the man and bringing positivity to the man, talking about his future fights and the things that we want to see him accomplish. But all you do is spew out negativity and take a shit in the flowing river of positivity. You want to criticize us for making videos about him in a positive way. But you know what, man? I get it. I get it. The truth is, you wish you can be like him. You wish you can be a king like him and make the money like him and have the accolades like him and go through history and be remembered like him. That's the truth. Deep down in your soul. That's why you can't stop talking about him. That's why you browse on the internet looking for quotes. Every time he says something, you want to make a video about it. That's what it is. And I'm sorry that you're battling with this identity crisis. You even going so low to criticize your own kind. That's how low you got to go. That's how much you're battling with this identity crisis, bro. You got to go so deep with it that you got to criticize your own kind and refer to a heavyweight champ as a pig wrestler and a hillbilly. That's how low you want to take it. That's sad. That's sad. Now, I've done a lot of yelling and screaming, and I've got irate in this live stream, and I've said what I said. But to be honest with you, bro, the complete honest truth is it's sad. It's sad that you want to take it to this type of level. To bring somebody out like me, Divine Sense Boxing. Like I said, I'm the Switzerland. I'm Switzerland out here in these YouTube streets. I conduct myself within my kingdom. People who support me, and I talk about the sport. You bring me out of the woodwork, then you know you on some bullshit. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is. You know, it's nothing different than standing up on a pulpit and the preacher's preaching and getting the word out, reading the scriptures, and we getting hype and we hallelujah and amen. And then we just calm it down and we put the exclamation point on the sermon. And that's what I'm doing. Exclamation point. The truth is it's sad that you want to take it to this type of level when truly you wish you can just be, you wish you can be just like him. You wish you can be like a Deontay Wilder. Be successful and a family man, taking care of his family, generations set for life. Envy, bro, will fucking destroy you. Let it go. Let it go. There's plenty of things to talk about. Go talk about Triple G and Canelo for the third time. I'm sure you'll enjoy talking about that. Go talk about something else. Let Deontay do Deontay. And when Deontay Wilder knocks out Robert Helenius, recognize his skill. Then I might give you a pass. But a person like you, man, nah, you'll come out and say, oh, the only reason why he knocked out Robert is because he's a pig wrestler and a hillbilly and he's got that country strength. Punching with no intelligence. That's the type of shit that people like you say. And that, sir, is disrespectful to the whole sport of boxing. Every power puncher who has came through boxing over the past 200 plus years, you just wiped your ass with them. That's what you do. Especially in the heavyweight division. Since when do you need these flashy, amazing, young Cassius Clay skills in the heavyweight division? Since when do you need that? Since when do you need that? You need power. You need determination. You need strength. And yes, you do need, you guessed it, some type of intelligence, because boxing, at the end of the day, whether you have power or not, and power is your number one asset and your number one weapon, it's a thinking man's game. Floyd Mayweather, not the most eloquent speaker, not the most highly educated, doesn't say the right things a lot of the times. You can see that. But do I think that Mayweather's highly intelligent? Abso-fucking-lutely he is. Because this shit is chess, not checkers. Anybody who's able to go into that ring and knock another man out and become a world champion at the highest level takes, you guessed it, intelligence. And you made yourself look really fucking stupid saying that the man is not intelligent and everybody who follows him is not intelligent. You made yourself look really, really dumb. And if I saw you in person, I'll look you into your fucking eyeballs and tell you exactly that. So that's all I pretty much wanted to say. There's still another couple minutes left of this video, but to be honest with you, I can't bear it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I've had enough. I've had enough. If you came in and if you came in a little bit later and didn't listen to the whole thing, it'll be uploaded. Rewind the tape. I went through majority of the video by this man. It's like I said, it was like nails on a chalkboard trying to get through it. And I'll be poignant one more time, and I'll hone in on my point for the whole reason of this live stream. Number one, if you don't like Wilder because of his style, because you don't think he has the best skills, or you prefer a style like a Tyson Fury or a Joshua or whoever the hell your favorite heavyweight is, I got no beef with you. I got no issue with you. If you want to come out and say Wilder is the least skilled heavyweight in boxing, and the only reason why he's a champion is because he has power, I don't agree with it, but I have no beef with you. Okay? I've been around boxing, talking about boxing long enough to know that I disagree with people all the fucking time. It's part of it. But not once have you ever, and you can say whatever you want to say about me. Oh, this Divine guy, he's emotional. This Divine guy, he's sensitive. Oh, this Divine guy, he's this, that, and the third. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm ready for that heat. But what I'll tell you is this, man. Now, you can't go through my channel. I've got over 100 videos on my channel already where I've attacked another man like the way that you have attacked Deontay Wilder. It doesn't exist because I don't talk like that. I don't need to talk like that. But I think you get off by talking like that. You literally get off by talking like that. And your supporters get off by listening to you talk like that. All that energy and time put in criticizing another man. I think you need to look deep into yourself, man. I think you need to look deep into yourself, bro. You could have made a video about the little quotation that he made in that article and said, I don't know why he feels this way about Fury. He needs to let it go. He lost 2 times, blah, blah, blah. And said your little opinion about the quotes, and just, you could have left it at that. And I would have never made this live stream. It would have just been another dude on YouTube who doesn't like Wilder. No problem. But you see, you couldn't help yourself. You just couldn't help yourself. The last 5 minutes of your video, you just had to criticize the man and attack his character. You couldn't help yourself. So that's what it is, man. I've said what I needed to say. I appreciate everybody who came by and listened and tuned in. And like I said at the very beginning of this live stream, this video was not put out and released as a beef. Like, I got beef with this dude, and I'm gonna get into a some type of battle with him on YouTube. I mean, if it turns into that, then it is what it is. But that wasn't my objective. My objective is to pinpoint the type of shit that is being said out there on these airwaves about a man that, quite frankly, you can't even come close to. That's the reality. And that's what it is. And Mr. Fist, what's up, bro? But look, man, like if you want to listen, or your minions send you this video, I know you're going to listen, bro, because you can't help yourself. I know you're going to listen. I know you're going to listen. Think carefully, though, about your steps, bro. Think carefully. My suggestion would be heed the words, take the advice as a human being, do some soul searching, and conduct your channel on a boxing level the way you see fit. But if you continue to attack and dismantle a man's character for no fucking reason, like the way you have been doing, it's like you criticize Wilder for doing what he did against Breland, but then you doing the same shit. It's just the hypocrisy. It's unbearable. So think wisely once you watch this video on the next steps. My advice, like I said, would be to take heed, do some soul searching, and keep it moving. My fortress, Divine Sense, is on a mountaintop, bro. You climb that mountain, you get to the top, you want to fuck with my shit, it's a long way down. It's a long way down. And I'm out.